Sawadee-ka. Hello everyone, welcome to ASEAN Talk, with a program that brings you updates on what's going on around in our ASEAN community. Well, today I am very happy to have Bobby Ong, the Managing Director of Autosaver Singapore, to join us in this program because we've been talking about the TAPA or Thailand Auto Parts and Accessory 2010, and then in our last episode we have come up with the issues of how can ASEAN member countries could cooperate together. And here today, Bobby, has such a wonderful ideas that actually he's been doing it right now, which is the auto service and repair franchise business. Okay, so I have to welcome you to our program first. Well, Bobby, before we are talking about your franchising business, I want you to talk a little bit on the TAPA, and also what do you think of the auto parts and accessory industry in our ASEAN community?
Oh, okay. TAPA is basically one of the best organizing auto parts show in the region.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Right.
Okay. All right. Despite some political issue, I think the organizing part is still fairly satisfying. Okay. Let's look forward to 2012. Hopefully, more excitement and more interesting organizing from the organizer to improve the current trade show. Yeah.
Okay, but why do you choose to come to TAPA, and what would you expect from the fair?
TAPA, Thailand is actually an automotive hub. Okay. Besides Thailand, in fact, Malaysia, Indonesia, in fact Vietnam also trying to claim to be automotive hub. So there's a competition there. Okay, but TAPA has been, Thailand in fact has been number one in terms of car production. They have been number one since 5 years ago. So it's a very interesting market, and you can get source of parts easily over in Thailand. Yes, that's why you can see many ASEAN business people fly to Thailand to buy parts, to source for parts, and get some information as well. Yeah.
Well, I have to say that Singaporeans are the best marketers, in terms of the auto parts and accessory. And Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and also Philippines, they are the major manufacturers of auto parts. What do you see as the strength of each, different countries?
If you look at the entire market or look at the ASEAN, of course, Thailand have the upper hand because they are the first one to be car production, right? And if you look at the world ranking, Thailand is actually ranked number 14 in the world. Okay, Malaysia and Indonesia ranked 23 and 24. Okay, but if you combine the whole ASEAN, okay, the ranking is number 8. So we're just below Brazil and Spain.
I see.
Yes. So you look at the joint force, it's very important.
I see.
That's why the ASEAN committee has done a good job. So this is what I see in the near future. They should collaborate more.
But what do you see? How can we cooperate?
I think first of all we have to do something first, which is actually language barrier is one of the issues.
Yes.
Okay.
But we're trying to learn.
So I have to learn Thai and learn Vietnamese. Okay. So I think we have to tackle this issue because it's without this it's quite difficult to communicate, because you need to communicate a lot. You look at Japan; they are number one in the world car production. They are automotive number one. They speak only one language: the Korea, the India. Right. So that's why it makes a lot of difference. So I think education in ASEAN, right, the government should look at it, education as English part of the key language for business activity, so-called communication. Yeah.
But I think all the ASEAN countries has been aware, of the language barriers,
Yes,
and so I think we'll start, doing something and try to pick up the language as soon as possible.
Yeah.
What do you think about in terms of the craftsmanships, and also in terms of the technology and know-hows in order to make ASEAN become a hub, or the center for the automotives and parts?
Okay, we still have to depend on Japan technology, because Japan and the Europe side, the technology is still better than us. Okay, but if you look at Singapore, our strength is actually more on system, and our strength is more on IT. So this is what that's why we actually try to impart our system to the region. That's why we have a franchise program, which we will talk later. Okay, so if you look at the technology part, I think we still have to depend on the Japan and the Europe side and even the US side to get more information. This is part that we need to improve.
And that is, can I say, the weakness, of our ASEAN community?
Yes, yeah, that's one
but
of the
do you think
weakness.
that we are, having a potentiality, to improve in terms of the technology?
Yes, of course. But of course, first of all, we have to get our infrastructure up, and of course, the people. We have to get the people to be trained, and then the information must be there, in order for us to keep ourselves, in pace with the what they call the current so-called player, especially the Japan and Korea and the US side. So we have to do a lot in order for, especially maybe a training school in the region, whereby you need to build up a more training school, automotive training school, where these are the school that able to provide more information.
I see.
Yes.
But in Singapore, you have a good technician school.
Yes, we have. If you look at, we call it IT in Singapore, okay, but the government has done a good job, because we are trying to create more opportunity to the people in Singapore. That's why they have various courses. But we are not an automotive hub for Singapore. We are a trading hub and we are a financial hub.
That's
I think
right.
you know. So I don't think our school really focus on this area. So that's why we also work with Malaysia School, one of the training school, whereby we actually work with them on recruiting their students after they graduate. All right, be it whether they are Malaysian or they come from other country, Bangladesh, Hong Kong. So after they graduate, they can actually come to Autosaver. We will provide a program which I name it as Apprenticepreneur, from apprentice to entrepreneur.
I see.
Right, so that they will benefit to be in this trade.
Right. But so you're saying that at the moment we cannot do a business and compete with other one alone. So we have to try to get together.
Yes.
But there's some concerns from the manufacturers in ASEAN countries of the coming of the Chinese products into our region. So as you are in this field and you are the marketer, what do you think of the can we call it a threat from a Chinese market? I mean Chinese products in our market.
Well, the Chinese products is always around the world, right? Okay, and depend how you look at it. But if you look at quality-wise, maybe they still need to improve on the area, the Chinese side, whereby the Japanese or the Thai or even Indonesia, I think product-wise, I think still I find that it's still better. So in terms of quality, they should build on the quality. Yeah. Of course, price, sometimes you can't really match on the price. Yeah.
But at the same time, Singapore, has put lots of investment in China, in terms of auto parts, right? So what do you see, as the strength or the opportunity to invest in China?
Investing in China is never come easy. Okay. So I think it's good that you have to know the culture, the business sentiment before you go in. Yes, you're right in the way that they have invested some money into the manufacturing on the parts. That really depends on how the market react onto it. And also, you're talking about the purchasing side? Or?
Yes.
Yeah. So it really depends on how they look at it. Yeah.